of you, but we are happy to be able to continue our official FIBA 3x3 Nations League broadcast from Vilnius, Lithuania, from the White Bridge. We were made to go inside. The weather was not friendly enough to cooperate with our basketball wishes. So welcome to the basketball hall of Vilnius Collegia, or Vilnius College, or VICO as it's known by its abbreviation, where we are continuing our tournament and joining you all in the match of Turkey against Slovakia. This is a Pool B matchup in the women's section, and here we go with congratulating Sila Kaplan on making an N1 shot. The score is 43 in this rugged defensive matchup so far. Here, Kaplan is able to add an additional point for Team Turkey. We have a 2-point lead currently.
Sinks a 2-point shot while being fouled by the Turkish players, and she adds one more, so 3 points on a single attempt, and that's the first time today that we are seeing a 3-point possession by any of the teams in both men and women sections. So 6-6 the score at the moment, and Uzovichova is unable to continue her hot streak. Currently, in the women classification, Turkey is in the 3rd spot in the standings from 5 teams. Team Slovakia currently is occupying the 5th position. But so far, they have been really scrappy throughout the tournament. Yes, the first game against the Dutch didn't work out well for the Slovakian team, as this possession also did. Another turnover. There we go with Zeynep Özel. A pass to the left flank, and Seval Sila Kaplan unable to hit the rim. And the game is stopped. That's a fault because the ball wasn't cleared. Slovakia didn't bring it beyond the 2-point line after securing the rebound. And Hanna Jakubčíková playing aggressive defense. She was able to do the most damage on offense in the first Slovakian game today. And Team Turkey with 2 additional points. Zeynep Özel with a nicely taken shot, an opportunity well used. And Turkey is back on top by 2 points. Going inside are the Slovaks and finding Anna Jakubčíková. 1 more point in her pockets, and there is a tough drive finished by an N1 shot by Zeynep Özel. After scoring the points from the outside, she just takes Emma Nagyova to the paint, to the basket, not afraid of the contact, going right through it. And an additional points added for the Turkish U21 team. Another foul against a 2-point shot. This time, Tuana Tsoskun was close to blocking the shot, and close, well, not close, but at least she made sure that the ball had no chance of going in. Yet contact was made, and 2 foul shots for Liana Uzovichova. A really scrappy game. We left the stream and we also left the White Bridge court during the game of Turkey against Israel in the men's division in Pool A, where Turkey secured a clutch victory after moving the game here to the Vico basketball court. And here is Team Turkey again in the lead in this matchup. It's the first game of the day for the Turkish women's team. And that is a shot clock violation for Slovakia. And after that, we are going to a TV timeout. Well, when the first match for Team Turkey is played so late in the day after waiting for so long, that is definitely not a circumstance that makes it easier for you to start to feel your rhythm. But on the other hand, for the teams who have to adjust from playing outside to playing inside, they don't have to deal with that. This is their first game. They didn't feel the whole atmosphere, the whole vibe of playing in the windy circumstances, in a windy area next to the river, next to the White Bridge. So no adaptation period for them in this matchup against Slovakia. Less than 4 minutes left. A 2-point lead for the Turkish team. Zeynep Özil will start the possession. She's been playing real solid, trying to extend that streak, unable to do that. But there is Seval Sila Kaplan getting the offensive rebound, just snatching it above the head of her opponent, drawing a foul and going back to the free throw line. Yet another missed foul shot by the physical inside presence of the Turkish team. The Sila Kaplan. And Team Slovakia secures the rebound. Going inside, no basket, says the referee. There was a foul of holding. 5th team foul for Team Turkey. But it's not a shooting foul, so Slovaks will continue possession. Off the catch, a mid-range shot from the elbow. There goes Liana Užovičova again, scoring points for her team. And there's Jakubčekova able to defend without fouling. A quick pass to her in the paint, and the Turks are not able to defend without fouling. Team Slovakia knew what it wanted to do. Look for the front court player in the paint as soon as possible after clearing the ball. A quick pass led to the 6th team foul of Team Turkey. Ball deflected, but the Slovaks are first to react. And they will continue the attack with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. (11 to 10). So still anybody's game. Užovičova loses possession. Team Turkey a bit sloppy, but a nice behind the back dribble, not once but twice. Then a crossover, and she's able to score. Zeynep Özil with a fine display of individual skill. And there is the 7th foul of Team Turkey. There's İrem Erdik encouraging Zeynep Özil after the foul. It's okay, let's not lose concentration. Let's not overreact to these kind of moments. And Hanna Jakubčekova going to the free throw line. In the first game against Spain, Team Slovakia didn't make a single free throw. We only had 7 points there, and 5 of those points were scored by the free throw shooter, Hanna Jakubčekova. No chance going through the routine. No stress after missing the first shot, and she's able to convert. 12-11, Turkey goes inside. There, finding Sevil Kaplan for another easy layup. Outside shot from real big distance. And there's Emma Nagyova, unable to convert. A fine cut inside, but the ball slipped out of the hands of Tuana Tsoskun. So still 13-11. There goes Nagyova, a lot of contact. She ends up on the floor, but no foul called there by the referees. And now it's a fresh shot clock for Team Turkey, ahead by 2 points. Siva Kaplan is on the left side, isolation play, and Zeynep Özil doesn't find the basket. Team Slovakia again looking for their front court muscle and height. Hanna Jakubczakova responds with a point that cuts the lead to 1. Özil from beyond the arc. And the ball flies out of bounds, and Team Slovakia signal for a timeout. They are trailing by 1. A minute and 20 seconds left in the game, and Turkey is already over the foul limit. They must defend without fouling the opponents, without giving them free throw shots. And Slovakia have to find options. Jakubczakova, when the team was able to find her, has delivered time and time again in both games today. Now, enough time to not be forced into attempting outside shots. Užovičova has been brilliant in this game, not on this possession. A pass easily read by Irem Erdik. And there goes Kaplan, and Turkey have a 2-point cushion, which could have been erased by an outside shot, and Nagyova secured the offensive rebound, but was blocked in the paint. The referees stopped the game because the scoreboards just went off in the Vico basketball court. Yeah, a lot of technical issues. This one has been solved, I guess has been solved really quickly, but it's also a very tough job to move an entire event to a different location on a moment's notice. And the team is doing their best to ensure the best viewing experience for all 3x3 basketball fans around the globe. Turkey is up 3 after a mid-range shot. Nagyova looking for Jakubczakova, and Turkey regain possession. The clock is ticking in their favor. Nice move by Özil, extra pass, and the ball is turned over again. Sevil Kaplan tried to keep it in play, but even as the ball stayed in court, she herself went out of bounds. Possession to Slovakia. Long range shot is off. Offensive rebound secured, and 1 point clawed back by Jakubczakova. Team Slovakia has to foul. That's what Jakubczakova is doing. It's the 4th foul. A substitution. Sila Kaplan goes off. And Irem Erdik is looking to be the emotional engine of the team, is orchestrating another possession, which ends up with a missed shot. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5. Slovakia may secure an overtime. Long range shot off the board is off. Offensive rebound, and so close to an and 1. If that layup would have gone in, Slovakia would have had a chance. But they still do have a chance because Turkey is over the foul limit. So if the foul was before the buzzer sounded, Slovakia should have 2 free throw shots while they are trailing by 2 points in this game. So massive, massive pressure on the shoulders of Liana Užovičova, who has to make both. The entire referee team is reviewing the episodes. The question is there any time left? Is even half a second or 4/10 of a second could make a difference. Turkey could have some time to respond, even if Užovičova makes both free throws. An intense ending in this Pool B matchup, where the Dutch team secured a win in the first match and is waiting to play their second game today against the Turkish women's team. Most likely the Dutch will end up as group winners because they have a plus 14-point difference, which is absolutely huge in this basketball format. And yet, for both of these teams, even for Slovakia, who will in any case not end up as the group winners, they will not make the finals today, but the competitive spirit, the edge that these players have is without a doubt pushing them forward, and securing an overtime and a potential victory would be absolutely massive for Team Slovakia. A decision has been made. And that is some microsurgery level of precision that the referees are currently demonstrating. And this is the moment of pressure. First step towards the overtime. Užovičova makes the first of 2. And Užovičova misses the second, thus giving the victory to Team Turkey. Team Slovakia was this close to securing an overtime and additional time to fight for a potential victory. But 15-14 is the final score, as Užovičova misses the second free throw. So without any further delay, we are going to jump into men's division. And it is the first game for the locals. Lithuanian under-21 team is facing off against Team Slovakia, who put up a hell of a fight in their first match, really pushing the favorites, the Dutch team, to the brink. And it seemed that Slovakia was already just holding the victory in their pocket when Luc van Zyl scored 3 crucial 2-pointers in the final, 2 in the final minutes and 1 in the overtime, thus breaking the Slovakian hearts in that matchup. And now the Slovaks are facing off the hosts, Lithuanian under-21 team, finished in the 3rd position in stop 1 and won both of stop 2 and stop 3. They are in the 1st place in the standings currently, facing off Slovakia, who are in the 5th position. with the lowest scoring average of all 10 teams that have been ranked before today's games. Only 10.2, but they, as I have mentioned more than once, but they really gave Netherlands a run for their money and lost 17-15 after an overtime. So Lithuania must not get complacent. These games sometimes are the hardest, the so-called trap games, where one team is the clear-cut favorite, the other team plays with absolutely no pressure, nothing to lose. They can enjoy their time on the court, enjoy the game, and it is very important for Team Slovakia to start out well. If they can keep the game close for 3-4 minutes, then the pressure will mount on the Lithuanian shoulders. So let's see what happens, and that's some aggressive defense. Naujus Vaivoda stealing the ball on the very first pass of the match. But Slovakia shall retain possession. That's Martin Martanovic going inside, finding no openings there. And the pass well read by Team Lithuania. Their first shot is a two-point attempt missed by Rokas Jocis. Going inside is Augustas Merkys, a lot of pump fakes, nice footwork, and 1-0 to the hosts. Team Slovakia played this style against the Dutch. Just a barrage of 2-pointers, just every single possession starting out with looking for the outside shot. It worked for most of the game. Now they missed their first shot, and this is a turnover by Team Lithuania. An early substitution by the hosts. Naujus Bukauskas stepping onto the court. There goes Jan Balogac. Tough mid-range shot off the left leg, fading away, shot missed. The ball goes out of bounds. The referees converse whether the ball touched the rim. And the verdict is reached. 3 seconds for the Slovakian possession. Balogac with a very tough shot. Hits the backboard, the ball bounces to Bukauskas. Bukauskas, nice two-man game with Rokas Jocis, and it's 2-0 Lithuania. There's Benjamin Dostal, who had a good game against the Dutch. Some nice active hands by Rokas Jocis, poking the ball away. Once again, Slovakia will keep possession, but Lithuanian active defense is just burning the seconds away until Team Slovakia is forced to put up tough shots at the end of the shot clock. Just as in this instance, another miss. There goes Bukauskas. Euro steps it through and misses. A short floater in the paint, but he's very close to stealing the ball and regaining possession just a few moments later. And yet it ends up going out of bounds. Another shot for Slovakia to score their first point of the game, and that is done by Martin Martanovic. Nicely done by the baseline. Lithuania replies with Bukauskas missing an outside shot. Another chance. Offensive rebound secured, two-man game on the left flank. Nice pass inside, and Augustas Merkys off the backboard restores a 2-point early lead for Team Lithuania. And that is a foul, that is a risk that the Lithuanian team is willing to take. With its aggressive defense, ball pressure, playing the passing lanes, playing with a lot of physical contact, trying to force Slovakia into discomfort. Another tough outside shot, this time missed by Martin Krebes. Jocis has some space, and he turns that space into a 2-point shot. Balogac unable to reply. And there is Rokas Jocis again on the left side. The pass inside, nicely done, easy layup for Nojus Vojvoda. Woo, what amazing patience displayed by Martin Martanovic. Just stopped in his tracks, wait for the opponent to fly by, and sank a shot off the backboard. Slovakia with a quick possession, and that's a wedgie, that's a jump ball. Possession for Team Lithuania. 6-2. 4-point lead with nearly 3 minutes played. And Vojvoda starts another attack for Team Lithuania. Nojus Bukauskas. A nice pass to the player with the same name, two Nojuses combining on this possession. But Slovakia is able to reply with a quick shot by Benjamin Dostal. Jocis again, same spot, same result, 2 more points for Rokas Jocis. Vojvoda appeared to have tried to foul his opponent. The referees did not see that as a foul. And Benjamin Dostal had an open shot. Jocis is catching fire here in the Vico basketball court. 3 consecutive long-range shots by Rokas Jocis. And Lithuania is up 6. There's the first TV timeout. As we can recall what has been happening, Martin Martanovic has been active and effective for Team Slovakia, but Rokas Jocis just took over with his long-range attempts, draining one after another. It seems that outside we are having some Lithuanian summer rain, and inside we have some Lithuanian bucket pouring down from Rokas Jocis. Pass inside, intercepted by Merkis. And an offensive foul by the aforementioned Merkis. Third team foul on Lithuania. Balogac. Fourth team foul on Lithuania. Slovaks might be approaching the point in the game where they could be able to try to survive on a steady diet of free throws. A layup is missed inside. Jocis turns back, and nobody there, nobody home on the Slovak defense. Once again, active hands by Team Lithuania. Vojvoda, quick crossover, pass back, finding Merkis, and Merkis finding the bucket. The Lithuanians are establishing a rhythm and gaining some momentum with a bit more than 4 minutes played. That's a traveling violation by Martin Martanovic. Merkis going inside, not shy of contact. A shoulder barge gives him a tiny bit of space, which is enough to convert a shot, but then Merkis is unable to stop Benjamin Dostal. A quick Lithuanian outside shot is unsuccessful. Vojvoda has all the time in the world and gets a friendly bounce here in the Lithuanian capital, giving Lithuania a 10-point cushion. Attacking the baseline and short with the hook shot was Martin Krebes. Bukauskas, his pass easily read, but the ball bounces in a favorable way for Team Lithuania. And yet, Vojvoda is unable to convert in the paint. That is a foul, no basket, but that's the 5th team foul for the hosts. who appear to have a safe lead, but some outside shooting that the Slovaks displayed in the game against Netherlands would be a very big push for them, trying to cut back into the lead, to get back into the game. And yet the outside shot is missed. Lithuanians with some nice teamwork. Everyone on the court knew what they were doing. And Rokas Jocis, his fourth two-pointer. Rokas Jocis alone has 8 points when Slovakia has 6. A dominant shooting performance. He's been lights out in the first game. And there's an unforced error by the Slovaks, who appear to be losing the competitive edge, losing the focus. Just overstepping the line backwards. Possession back to Team Lithuania. Jocis goes for number 5. Not this time. Missed everything but the glass. 18-6. Martin Martanovic tries to go inside. Vaivoda keeps on his feet, but Martanovic sinks a very tough shot from the right flank. And Lithuanians once again working that two-man game to perfection. A screen, a roll. Everybody know they roll. Bukauskas with a behind-the-back pass. Just playing for the crowd right now. It's 22-7. So match point Lithuania, and Nojus Bukauskas takes care of this task with confidence. And Lithuanian men's under-21 team start their performance in the first day of the Under-21 Nations League with a fine, dominant victory over Team Slovakia. 21-7. The Slovaks might have left all that they had in the match against the Netherlands. This time they were unable to put up a fight against the nominal favorite of the matchup. Jan Balogac with 3 two-pointers in the first game, unable to sink a single one against the Lithuanians, who had Rokas Jocis just pouring fire, just having the lava touch in his fingers, sinking 4 3-pointers, one after the other, and pushing Team Lithuania towards its first win. We are going back to the women pool A. It's Spain against Israel in just a few moments. So there we go with the final matchup in Women Pool A. It's the third game after Team Spain beat Team Lithuania in the first match 21-18. Later, Lithuania was able to secure a win against Israel 17-12. So at the moment, Lithuania has a +2 scoring margin. And if Team Spain wins this matchup against the Israelis, they will definitely play in the final of the day. And that's a nice first possession for the Spanish, their leader from the first match. Carla Brito Hernandez with the first bucket. The Israelis are able to tie the game up. And there is Lihi Azuri, the ever-active, the ever-present, and ever-confident. Once again, trying to shoulder the offensive burden on her shoulders. Noah Wajdi, nicely done. A great drive towards the basket and a high-angled shot to score the points. And there's a traveling violation. Elena Moreno Fernandez took one step too many in the paint, looking for some open space to put a shot up. Noah Wajdi kicks the ball back. That's Yael Mayan. Completely off with her attempt. And playing against Team Lithuania, the Israelis lost the rebounding battle and lacked some offensive, not even the offensive, defensive presence in the paint. That's where Lithuania scored plenty of points in that matchup. And that's Team Spain with a turnover. Carla Brito Hernandez with an inaccurate pass. So if the Israelis would win this matchup, it would really bring some confusion into the standings of Pool A. Carla Brito Hernandez. She was just a beast in the first matchup. She went for 10 points, all scored by one-pointers. So 10 successful shots, most of them in the painted area, under the basket, where she is able to create separation using her physical strength. Playing against basically every opponent that she has seen in the tournament today. Now she takes a quick breather. And Spain are looking for Irene Broncano Avellaneda, who is fouled while attempting a shot. And it's a free throw opportunity for Team Spain, who oddly didn't make a single free throw in the game against Lithuania. Oddly, because the game was a very high-scoring one, 21-18, and Spain scored 19 one-pointers. Pointers added just a single outside shot. Here as the Israelis turn it over. So the inside presence, the aggressiveness, the physicality that Team Spain brought was a key factor in their win in the opening game. That's a foul against Carla Brito Hernandez. Second team foul on the Israelis, and the second shooting foul. So one more free throw. Hernandez rattles it in, and Spain gains the lead. Lihi Azuri kicks it back. Zinger to the paint. A floater is missed, And the rebound secured by Elena Moreno Fernandez. And the ball taken away by Zinger. Good pass inside. And a foul drawn by Lihi Azuri. Brita Hernandez was trying to play according to the rule of verticality by keeping her arms straight up. But during the contact, the foul was called, and now the shot doesn't count because one of the Israeli players stepped in too early, thus taking away a point from the team. It's Fernandez setting the ball back, and yet another foul. This time it's not a shooting one, but the Israelis are quickly piling on the team fouls. That's what we saw in their matchup against Lithuania as well. And that's Moreno Fernandez. The ball is kicked outside, and Irene Broncano-Avellaneda can't hit the outside shot, but that's another foul on the girls in blue. 4 team fouls with only 2.5 minutes played. This mathematical proportion does not suggest anything too positive for the Israelis in the latter stages of the game. Offensive rebound, and there's Brito Hernandez again in the paint. Shot off the glass is put in, and Spain is up to 2 seconds, 1 second at the buzzer. The shot goes up, but Noah Vashdi is unable to convert. Once again, Broncano, extra pass, and there is Marina Asensio Maniosa with the 2-pointer, pushing Spain ahead in this matchup. One more opportunity, and Irene Broncano-Avellaneda misses, but there's the offensive rebound, which is such an important weapon for Team Spain today. We saw the same against Lithuania. We are seeing the same here matching up against Israel. A lot of forced turnovers, aggressive defense, and just domination under the boards. 7-2. A 5-point lead for the Spanish, and there's the first TV timeout of this match. Team Israel in the matchup against Lithuania were quick to pick up 6 fouls, but they were able to avoid foul number 7 for the rest of the game. But now the number of fouls is just exponentially growing, and even though it is so, Israel is still unable to stop the Spanish attacks. Once again, it's a foul and it's a warning. And she was hanging on by a thread, and that thread is broken. A technical foul is called on Tamar Zinger, who was not even reluctant to accept the foul call. She was furious about it. She tried to calm down. She was unable to do it. Extra free throw sank in by Irene Broncano-Avellaneda. And Team Spain retains possession with a 6-point lead. The lead that seems to be growing with every passing minute. Shot clock violation Carla Brito Hernandez was unable to beat the shot clock. Only a few tenths of a second was the difference. But even so, the basket is off. And there goes Zinger. Stopped without a foul, but the ball is not kept in play. Israel retains possession with 7 seconds left. Noah Vajdi stops on the edge of the paint and just kept on spinning so long that the clock simply ran out. Unable to create any advantages against Team Spain. They appear to really have the height advantage, the physicality advantage, and the long-range shooting advantage in this game. Only one long-range attempt made in the first match. Now they have 3 with not even half a game played. Lihi Azuri was able to reply, but there's a foul, and the foul means 2 free throw shots for Team Spain. It seemed to be happening, it seemed to be edging ever closer, and now Israel have their 7th foul, thus making the rest of the game even more complicated for them on defense than it already has been. 5:36 on the clock, and Spain are pushing their leads towards double digits. Once again, Lihi Azuri just unstoppable mentally, just active, aggressive on offense. And this time, that aggressiveness pays off. A free throw secured. And there goes Azuri sinking the free throw. She led Team Israel in the first match with 7 points of the team's 12. 4 points by Tamar Zinger, 1 by Noah Vajdi. Spain with another outside shot, this time bounces off the heel of the rim. Chance for Israel. It's Lihi Azuri unable to convert on the opportunity. There goes Team Spain again, attacking the basket, attacking the paint. This time the shot is off and traveling. Lihi Azuri was whistled for the same violation at least 3 times, perhaps 4 times in the first game. And now the Israel delegation, the coaching staff is also livid. In their eyes, that was never a travel. And yet, possession is back for Team Spain, and what a bank shot from the outside. Azuri unable to reply, and Irena Broncano Avellaneda this time, after making the 2-point shot, looks inside for Carla Brito Hernandez. 1 more point added to the lead that Spain is just growing and growing with no signs of slowing or going back. 15-4. Nice pass inside, and there is the first bucket of the day for Yael Mayan. Athletic, creative, just flexible. All of the adjectives that could have been used on Carla Brito Hernandez on the previous possession. Nicely done. There she goes again. Great pass by Marina Asensio Maniosa. And Spain are 4 points away from securing the victory and securing their place in the finals of today. where they will be facing off against the winner of Pool B, where Slovakia, Turkey and the Netherlands have started today. Realistically, it's going to be Turkey or Netherlands. Offensive rebound, just poked the ball out of the opponent's hands, and Elena Moreno Fernandez converts the opportunity. Ligia Zuri getting one back for Team Israel. And once again, Spain just off the ball movement, off the ball picks, creating separation for the players, cutting into the paint. And they are converting those opportunities with ease. But there goes Ligia Zuri. And after this long range shot, there is a timeout called on the floor. 19-9, only 2 points separating Team Spain from their place in the finals. Time and time again. Going inside by cutting. Nice timely reads of the Israeli defense. And the Israelis playing in this Nations League of this year for the first time, when all the other 5 teams have already faced off in 3 different stops, as they are called in this format. So the first experience for them, and Team Spain just giving them all the lessons that they can handle. Missed far right by Carla Brito Hernandez. Three minutes left in the match. Once again from the outside, Ligia Zuri, this time unsuccessfully. Maniosa spots the teammate, cutting into the paint. That's a nice assist. The ball is cleared, and with sheer power of will, Carla Brito Hernandez just brings the ball inside, knowing that nobody could stop her on that very moment. And her shot secures the victory for Team Spain and their tickets to the finals of today's tournament. Day 1 of 3 days here in Vilnius on the Under-21 3x3 FIBA Nations League tournament, and Team Spain reached the 21 points mark in both of their games. In pool play, they will be waiting for their opponents in tonight's finals. We are going back to men Pool A. Spain against Türkiye. And both teams secured victories in their first matches. Spain beat Israel by 5 points, 18-13, and Turkey were able to secure a victory against the same opponents by the scoreline of 22-18. The longest match of the day, because it began in one location and it was played out here in the Vico basketball court with a delay that took more than 90 minutes. Honestly, I didn't count every single one of them, but that was a long stop. But now it's all in the past, and we have the matchup for the first spot in the group. Spain playing against Turkey. And we shall see who will come out on top and will reach the final of today's competition. In the other pool, Both teams, Netherlands and Lithuania, secured their victories against Slovakia. So it's the same situation as in this group. Two teams facing off, one against the other, knowing that only a win would send them to the finals. So we have Team Turkey with Deniz Gökpınar, Dogan Bozveli, Ahmed Ali Oralkan, and Muhammad Emin Kara. Facing off against Spain with Omar Tiam Pedrera, Luis Garcia Perez, Eduard Col Comabea, and Alejandro Redondo Sibak. Team Turkey will have the first possession. They start with Bozveli, Oralkan, and Kara. Kara, the big man with the soft touch from the mid-range. And Bozveli, the Swiss knife. Driver and creator for this Spanish team. Teaming up in the starting three, there's Sibak securing the rebound. And now that's one dominant physical presence by Team Turkey. Reply with a lightning quick drive by the aforementioned Dogan Bozveli. He's just so quick when it comes to reacting, to reading the game, to finding the gaps, finding the ways to continue the possession, to attack the basket. And there, he misses the free throw, but he gets his own miss. And once again, he goes into the paint, this time missing the layup. But there's the high jumper. Oralkan securing the rebounds. It ends up in a turnover. And Alejandro Redondo Sibak showing us that the big men have range in this tournament as well. And there's a high flyer against a high flyer. An amazing stop by Omar Tiam Pedrera, and Alejandro Redondo Sibak sinking his second two-pointer in a row. My God, what an intense start to the game. That stop, that rim protection by Omar Tiam Pedrera. He was able to stop Ahmed Ali Oralkan, who dunked the ball twice in the matchup against Israel. There's Bozveli, back to Gökpınar, and there's another rejection by Omar Tiam Pedrera. No en mi casa. But a foul is called, so that is a free throw opportunity for Turkey. But even so, just the psychological effect of securing these blocks, of making your opponents now feel that you are watching them every single moment when they are trying to attack the basket, making them feel nervous, even though they sank this free throw. That effect is also unmeasurably positive for Team Spain, and that's what Omar Tiam Pedrera brings to the table. Now a foul called on Team Turkey. And now it's time for Spain to go to the free throw line. Eduard Koi Comabea. Misses the free throw. So there's another chance for Turkey. Once more aggressive, driving to the basket. The first attempt did not bring the result they were looking for, but there goes Dogan Bozveli again. And Spain replies with a dunk by Luis Garcia Perez. And just the energy in the court, in the building, is just different. The attention of the viewers seems to be laser focused on this match, because the energy that both teams have brought from the very first moments is just overwhelmingly enchanting. This feels like a heavyweight matchup. Oralkan from outside. Not only he can dunk, not only he can jump out of the building, he can sink those 2-pointers as well. And Spain is looking for Luis Garcia Perez again. He misses on the first shot, gets the offensive rebound. Plenty of physical contact there under the basket. No foul called, and there's the kickball violation. The score is tied, but that also encapsulates the way these teams have been jousting for momentum from the very first moments. Oralkan tried to hit it where it hurts for the second time in a row. This time Spain comes off lucky. Garcia Perez, everything you can do, I can do better. From the same spot. One number 11 to another number 11. Showing off with the long range skill. There's Oralkan struggling with staying on his feet, but finding Emin Kara, who gets the point that Spain gets back in just a few moments' notice. Once again, here's Kara. There's a hook pass attempt by the Turkish big man. And Muhammed Emin Kara throws the ball away. There's the first TV timeout. We have a tiny bit more than 3 minutes played in this intense, breathtaking match so far. Spain up 2, but they have 3 team fouls. The intensity comes at a price. Both teams appear composed, focused. No one's over-celebrating, no one's panicking. All of them know that this is just the beginning in this epic duel for the ticket to today's finals. That was a shot clock violation, so Spain gets possession. A pass inside, and there's a foul by Team Turkey. Only their first team foul. But Dennis Gökpınar is facing off against the much higher, sprier, and a player who's very gifted when it comes to wingspan, Omar Tiam Pedrera. And there he is just being a disruptive force under the basket. So that's a turnover for Team Turkey. Alejandro Redondo Sibak is back on the court. This time going inside. Nice pump fake. Not once, but twice. Shame on you, shame on me, and all that jazz. And 1 point that I take from that situation. Turkey is able to reply, and Oralkan pokes the ball away. 9 seconds on the shot clock for Team Spain. Garcia Perez, 3 seconds. He moves inside and he gets blocked by Ahmed Ali Oralkan. There's Bosveli looking for Oralkan. Tough shot from the corner. Oralkan first to react. What a nice touch pass, but a bit too low. Too low. It went to the knees of the big man, Muhammed Emin Kara. That's a very, very potentially momentum-changing turnover because the play was so creative. It went with so much confidence, and it ended in a turnover. But Spain turned the ball over just momentarily. An offensive foul for Luis Garcia Perez. There is the sign that the play can be continued. And Turkey have been trailing for a long time, but they are still just playing creatively, playing with joy. What a back pass. Finding Mohamed Emin Kara, who shoots it over his back, cutting the lead to 1. 10-9. And there's a foul. And a warning for a hot reaction to the whistle. Possession, Team Spain. Komabea. That's a pass to a big man who's doing some big man stuff inside. Alejandro Redondo Sibak was not to be stopped. He had one thing on his mind, and that was not being friendly to the rim that you see. This 2-point lead seems like it has been just ever present during the past, I don't even know what, 3-4 minutes, but it even feels like more. There's Alejandro Redondo Sibak again! This time he doesn't get the opportunity to stick it in from above, but this time he's going to the free throw line to add one more and to just keep on punching the Turkish defense down inside, in the paint. In the paint, bringing pain to the opposition defense. Unable to add one more. Spain trying to get the offensive rebound, unable to do that. There's Bosveli. Once again being active, but he's unable to convert. That was Gökpinar instead of Bosveli, number 8, number 9. It's just in the heat of a moment. Emin Kara to Oralkan. Oralkan back to Kara. Once again, that is absolutely his go-to shot over the back, off the glass. On the second attempt, he's actually able to score, and the emotions are running wild. Players falling left, right, and center. The frustration of the calls or of the non-calls is just growing. And when you look at the bottom left of your screen, it's still a 2-point lead for Spain. 8-6, 9-7, 10-8, 11-9, 12-10. Turkey is in the game. Turkey is just not giving an inch to the opponents, but they are also not closing in and unable to tie the game. What a block! But a foul is called, and the Turkish delegation and the coaching staff is just about to lose it on the sideline. Ironic smiles in the eyes of the players, and there's a technical foul called on the floor. Ahmed Ali Oralkan, the high flyer, was absolutely convinced, and everybody on the Turkish side were absolutely convinced that he was able to get the ball cleanly. But the referees had a different opinion when it came to the interpretation of this episode. Eduard Koi Komabea sinks the first free throw. This might be the breaking point. Team Turkey really lost their composure, lost their mental balance for a few moments. Now they are playing beautiful basketball, but just a tad bit not accurately. A beautiful pass from Emin Kara towards Dogan Bosveli. But the ball goes out of bounds and Spain have a 4-point lead. Turkey get a stop. It's Oralkan into the paint. Nicely done. 14-11. Comabea to Pedrera. Comabea again from the outside. Shot missed. There's Luis Garcia Perez getting the rebound, sending the ball to Pedrera. And two players are just falling on Omar Tiam Pedrera. That's a lot of contact, and also that's just making sure that he would have a less than 0% chance to hit the basket that would count with a foul. So Omar Tiam Pedrera stepping up to the free throw line. What a nail-biter this game has turned out to be. Each team just not giving an inch. Just refusing to give up, refusing to concede any sort of advantage of their opponents. So there's Pedrera missing the first free throw. Turkey is already on 17 fouls. Pedrera, one more, and this time it's silky smooth. Attacking the basket is successfully Denis Gökpinar. 15-12. Nearly 4 minutes to play. Gökpinar again, and there is the foul on Luis Garcia Perez. And that is a shooting foul with a free throw attempt after the TV timeout. Now really, it's not only the players, but it is also the viewers who need to catch a break. This has been intense. (15-12) and one hell of a matchup here. It's just white hot. It's Team Turkey. There was no free throw attempts. It was not a shooting foul. Sorry for misleading the viewers. It looked like Luis Garcia Perez just held the opponent's hand when he was already going up towards the basket. The possession of Turkey ends up empty. There's Pedrera between two players. No foul. Nobody touched the ball. The ball went out of bounds. So Turkey again get a stop. Double teaming Omar Tiam Pedrera under the basket. There's Oralkan. Bosveli. Foul by Spain, and the Turkish delegation is incredulous, but there's the unsportsmanlike foul call by the referee. It was really the way that the foul was extended after even the whistle was blown. And the Spanish player still was just holding on to the hand of the opponent. The continuation of the contact after the whistle brings out an unsportsmanlike foul on Luis Garcia Perez, and it gives the Turkish team 2 free throws. The ball will be in the hands of Dogan Bosveli. He scored 13 points in their matchup against Israel. He made 4 free throws in that game. Driving in, being aggressive, being creative, and being just automatic at the free throw line. A great performance today by Doan Bozveli. 2 out of 2. And the lead that Spain had gained is already melting away. Once more, only a single bucket, only a single point separating these two intensively playing teams. That's a kickball violation. Spain once again going through Alejandro Redondo Sibac. Imitates a handoff, goes inside, imitates a spin, and finishes the move with the right hand off the glass. It's 16-14. There's Oral Khan. The ball goes back, and it doesn't look that Mohamed Emin Kara has the same soft touch that he has showcased from the mid-range today when it comes to shooting from outside of the arc. 16-14. This really feels so intense, but what a move, what a play by Eduard Koiko Mabea, extending the Spanish lead, and Bozveli. That felt a bit like desperation, and now the Turkish players are just looking for foul calls on Luis Garcia Perez, who was whistled for the unsportsmanlike foul. In this case, the Spaniards did nothing wrong. The play is allowed to continue. There's Alejandro Redondo Sibac. And this episode did not look good for Eduard Koiko Mabea, who's the nominal point guard of Team Spain in this tournament, with 3 really high, really long teammates who are now on the court together. Turkey is facing a difficult offensive task. They gotta execute with quickness, with precision. And Luis Garcia Perez takes the ball away cleanly. A pass towards Pedrera, there's a foul, and that's over the limit. So 2 free throws coming for Omar Tiam Pedrera, who once again, he hasn't showcased the ability of being a reliable free throw shooter. But no matter what happened before, no matter what happened throughout the day, these are the free throws that if he makes both of them, most of the fans will forget every free throw that he has missed in this tournament. The first one is just absolutely confident, right on target, right on the spot, on the money. And Pedrera makes both. Spain have a solid lead. They're up 5. Turkey need the bucket, but once again, Garcia Perez takes the ball away. There's a double dribble violation by Luis Garcia Perez. So his effective moment on defense is just washed away after just a few ticks on the clock. Turkey is unable to capitalize. A tough shot by Bozveli, looking for a foul call. 19-14 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. There is enough time, but Spain is 2 points away from going to the final. Nicely read by Bozveli. And there's Oral Khan, completely free on the 2-point line. He goes off glass, 19-16. Turkey is alive and kicking in this match, but there's a shot that could have ended it all, and it did not. Eduard Koikomabea far, far away from the target, and there is a timeout called by Team Turkey. What a matchup this has been. Spain has led for most of this game, but their leads, yes, they had ballooned 2-5 just a few moments ago. And of course, the shot by Ahmed Ali Oralkan, the banker off the glass, keeps the Turks in it. And both teams are already over the foul limit. Turkey is 2 fouls away from basically being called an unsportsmanlike foul on every whistle, meaning 2 free throws and the ball for the opposing team. That's from foul number 10 and beyond. Oh, there he goes on the baseline. No foul against Doğan Bozveli, and he's unable to keep the ball in play. Spain edge closer, 1 step closer towards winning their group and going to the finals of the first day. There's Luis Garcia Perez. He wants to attempt the game-winning shot, and the game winner once again is way short. And Spain now are risking with this approach, just letting the game slip away. They have to consider going the more conservative, the 1-and-1 way. There was no foul. Now absolutely free on the 2-point line was Oralkan. He misses, and that's a shot clock violation before Gökpinar released the ball out of his hands. 67 seconds left, and it's still an absolute thriller here in Vico basketball court. Turkey opts to send the big man, Mohamed Eminkara, back onto the court. Spain now are going for the 1-and-1 route, but Luis Garcia Perez misses the first shot. He gets the pass, and there's the and one by Alejandro Redondo Sibak, who's been doing this all game. He sank the first 2 outside shots, then he went inside for a dunk. Then he had an and one, and now he gets another one to potentially win the game for Spain if he sinks the free throw. A great game by Alejandro Redondo Sibak. But he misses the free throw. And there's the second one, because Turkey is obviously over the foul limit. Sibak, match point. And Spain have not won this game yet. It's Bozveli to the left corner. Once again, Oralkan from 3. Another missed shot. Spain needs just a single point, but the pass was read out by Gökpinar. Once again going inside, and there is the foul. The foul that may end it all. Dennis Gökpinar just appeared to have slipped near the paint, and it's 2 free throws and ball possession for Spain if they need it. And Alejandro Redondo Sibak wins the game for Spain. It took him 3 free throws to score that one match-winning point, but his persistence paid off, and Spain are going to the finals of the men's tournament of the first day here in Vilnius, Lithuania. What a game, what a performance by both teams. Amazing, amazing. Just being able to witness all of that. quite an event. In just a few moments, the Turkish delegation will have to regain composure once again, because now it's the turn of Turkish women's team to face off against the Netherlands in just a few moments here in Vilnius. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with another matchup of the winner gets to play one more game, the loser will have to watch the finals from the side. It's Netherlands against Turkey for the right to face Spain in the finals of today's tournament. Both teams have beaten Slovakia in their opening fixture, and both teams are struggling to find the first basket of the game. And the first substitutions for both teams. Team Turkey right now with İrem Erdik, their main rebounding force, Seval Sila Kaplan, and also Tuana Toskun on the court. The Dutch are playing with Isa Lin Oifeld, Jasmijn Emily Olsen, and Lin Annick Peters. That's Oifeld from outside of the glass. Just pretend that that was the way that you meant for the ball to go in. In these instances, 2 points are 2 points and no one can take them away in any case. And that's a good defensive possession by the Dutch. It's 2-0 with nearly a minute played. Here is Venema going back on the court, and there's a nice face-up game by Jasmijn Emily Olsen, who just attacked the basket and was able to create herself an opportunity. And that's a shooting foul. Even though Jasmijn Emily Olsen would really love for that foul to be on the floor, the referee signals that it's a shooting foul, and that's a chance for Zeynep Özel, who was brilliant in the first game against Slovakia, to score the first point for her team in this matchup. And that she does. It's 3-1 to the Dutch, but it is Venema. Just attacks the paint like nothing else is even going on in the world right now. Like that's the only thing on everybody's mind, and she does that with both force and grace to be able to get the end one opportunity, which she converts. It's 5-1. Toskun gives it to the team scoring machine, Zeynep Özel, who now gets a defensive mismatch, and she elects to foul against Jasmijn Emily Olsen. A huge size, weight and strength advantage down low. And Özil elects to sit this one out. That's Peters getting the pass and blowing the layup. But she gets her own miss. And persistence pays off. Patiently, methodically, working down low to reach your goal. That's what she did. And those are basically the same words that could be used to describe that drive by Seval Sila Kaplan. And once again, Yasmin Emily Olsen, the front court player who really loves to attack off the dribble, who is deceptively quick, has a quick first step, and can just take her opponents to the basket while facing up. The Dutch are switching on defense. Peters is playing against the mercurial Zeynep Özil. One more point that she adds to his tally. And the Turks are trailing by 3 points. Offensive rebounding has been the story. Peters misses the long-range attempt, but there's the third chance for the Dutch on the same possession, and they shall not need a fourth one. Lynn Annick Peters, who really stood out because of her aggressive defense in the first matchup, now shows off her offensive versatility. And Team Netherlands force a turnover and regain possession, leading the game by 4. There's Peters again. Here is Venema, goes left, and the ball bounces off her leg. That's a turnover, which sends us to a TV timeout. Team Netherlands able to start on the right foot, able to dictate their rules, dictate the tempo, the level of physicality, able to take the ball into the paint and just find openings or create openings in the Turkish defense. 8 points with just a little bit more than 3 minutes played. A more than decent offensive output for the Netherlands. Nicely taken into the paint. That's Toana Coşkun with the layup. And once again, Olsen. She appears to be just too strong to be moving that quick, but she's able to combine these two physical attributes, securing the rebound and turning the ball over. And there's one more time. The Turkish engine, Zeynep Özil, attempting a long-range shot. This time she's off. And that's a nice example of fair play. İrem Erdik just making sure that her opponent is all right and there is no hard feelings left after the episode. Also just brings out a Euro step drive and keeps on scoring the ball again and again and again in the paint after driving from the 2-point line. And now she's able to completely close all the options for Seval Sila Kaplan. A tough shot attempted by her. The ball goes off glass and off the rim. And the Dutch regain possession once again. It's Venema looking for Peters. And Kaplan with a nice rejection. Well read. A chance for Coşkun. She attacks Olsen, struggles to create space, and Olsen is able to hold her own once again. Peters is free by the 2-point line. She's unable to convert, and there's 2 offensive rebounds, one after the other. which eventually leads to a foul by the Turkish team. A shooting foul nonetheless, so it is Feneman is at the free throw line. Unable to convert. Soshkun secured the rebound but was unable to find a passing lane and to start off the Turkish possession. The ball was turned over and the Dutch capitalized momentarily. There once more is Zeynep Özil, unable to finish off the move, and she's convinced that the ball touched the rim. The referees are having a quick chat about it. And they are giving the ball back to Team Turkey, who are trailing by 6 points as we have crossed over into the second half of game time. Once more, the game is paused. And the Turks shall continue their possession. Fouled by İsa-Lin Öifeld is Zeynep Özil. This has been a really long possession by the Turks, and it eventually ends with Özil scoring from under the basket. Nicely done by the Dutch. Good off-ball movement, nice off-ball screen. Kicking İsa-Lin Öifeld to being free. But Turkey replies once more through the magnificent Zeynep Özil. A long-range shot. And 4 points separating the teams, but there's a shooting foul against the Turks. Foul number 6. So they are approaching the number that you don't want to be approaching, number 7. Really in these quick steps. Öifeld is unable to sink the free throw. So the Turks get off the situation unscathed, and there's a foul. And it is Feneman. Just you could see the reaction in her eyes. She herself was just a tiny bit frightened after what just went down. Absolutely a non-malevolent episode. And there's the delay of play. The court has to be cleaned to avoid any slippery spots. Well, nobody got hurt even in a minor way, so that's a relief. It looked dangerous, but seems that everyone is all right. Everyone is able to continue, and that's what we are doing to Özil, through Özil. And there is an offensive foul on Team Turkey. So there's the foul called, number 7. The Dutch can secure a lot of free throws by playing aggressively, but Yasmin Emily Olsen this time just miscalculates the angle of the pass, and it ends up in a turnover. 12-8. And there's Irem Erdik attacking the basket, going to the baseline, and Peter snuffs out the pass. She's asking for the ball inside, and there's a 3-second call. Lynn Annick Peters just spent too much time in the paint waiting for the ball to be delivered to her. Her teammates were unable to find a comfortable, a logical way to do that. And it ends in the Dutch turnover. It's 12-8. The result in this matchup with Team Spain sitting there on the far end of your screen, just resting their feet and waiting to see who they shall be facing in the finals of today. There goes Seval Sila Kaplan with an extra point for Team Turkey. 12-9. Venema goes left off the glass, nicely scooped in. The Dutch regain a 4-point lead. Once again, Turkey turns back to Özil. Özil sends the ball into the paint. Tough footwork, tough shot, but Coşkun is able to get the ball into the basket and cut the lead to 3. The Dutch miss a long-range shot, but once again secure an offensive rebound. But this time it's Özil, the shortest player on the court, getting the rebound, attacking single-handedly, attacking alone once more, and unable to break down the Dutch defense. And ball possession for Team Netherlands. Özil is asking for a substitution. She's just catching her breath. So many, just so much that she gives in to playing the way that she does. Iris Venema makes a 2-point shot, pushing the Dutch lead to 5 points. The Turks, now playing without their offensive leader, are able to draw a foul. Team foul number 6 on Team Netherlands. That's a shooting foul, so there's a single free throw attempt coming up. It's Irem Erdik. Missing the free throw attempt. Still up 5 are the Netherlands. Going inside, it is Venema, and what an elegant move. She didn't even touch the ball with her left hand. All she needed was her right. And the Dutch are climbing up and up towards the magical number 21. There are less than 2 minutes left, so they do have a chance of winning this game when the clock runs out. But now they also enter the 17 foul territory. 2 free throw shots coming up for Tuana Coşkun. Steady, confident, and successful on the first attempt. And that makes 2 of 2. 4 points, and Özil was really close to stealing the ball, but there goes Yasmin Emily Olsem again. Attacking off the dribble, attacking the paint, attacking the basket, and scoring on those just never-ending layups. But did you see that? Now that's Zeynep Özil at the top of her game. Sidestep 3 that rattles in, and there's a foul on the defensive player. I guess you can hear the Turkish men's team, the Turkish coaching staff Everybody just stood up at the moment of the whistle, waiting for the gesture of an offensive foul. And that's the decision of the referees, sending Alin Anike Peters to the free throw line for 2 shots. And what Tuana Coşkun was able to claw back for Team Turkey just moments ago. Peters goes halfway there of regaining the lead. But what a morale. What's the antonym for word boosting? A morale busting episode. Turkey unable to secure the rebound under the basket. Seval Sila Kaplan seems to already have it, and that's a turnover. That's a traveling violation call on Yasmin Emily Olsen, and perhaps the fortunes are shifting for Team Turkey. 76 seconds. There goes Kaplan against Peters. Peters really is a defensive force to be reckoned with in this tournament. Very good footwork. And the Dutch blow a chance to push the lead back to 5. Özil, step back. A real long-range attempt goes off, but there goes Kaplan with the rebound. Kaplan, a half spin and a pass to Coşkun, who's unable to cut the lead to 3 points. Venema, where is she rushing? Nobody knows the answer, but the Dutch get lucky. It's Iselin Oyfeld getting the rebound, and it's 19-14. No foul there. And it appears that the Dutch are going to the finals of the first day. FIBA 3x3 Nations League here in Vilnius, Lithuania. They 1 out of 3. Shall we see a match point? No, we shall not. But even without it, Team Netherlands secure a spot in the finals. They will be facing off against Team Spain. The Turks deserve the respect of the fans. They fought as hard as they could. They got really brilliant offensive performance in both games from Zeynep Özil. But she looks exhausted. She has been doing so much for her team. And disappointment in her face, in the body language, but the team must be proud for what they were able to achieve and for the performances that they were able to put up today. And we are going back to Men Pool B. This is the final group game of the day. Another clash of the teams who won their first fixtures, their first encounters. The Dutch secure the win against Slovakia in overtime after a wonderful clutch performance by Luc van Zyl. The Dutch were trailing by 5 points with just less than 2 minutes left, and Luc van Zyl sank 2 long-range shots. The second one tied the score, brought the teams to overtime, and in overtime he added the third one, thus securing a win for Team Netherlands. Team Lithuania solved their task of winning the first game against Slovakia in a very efficient manner, and they will be looking to secure a win and looking to punch their tickets to the finals. Romano Anthony Sibilo starts the game. Missing a long-range attempt. That's a nice pass inside. Yotsis finding Vaivoda, and Vaivoda opening the scoring for Team Lithuania. There's Shaka Belsma going left. A physical driver. Now unable to reach his goal. And now he could just watch the way that Vojvoda got into the paint, beat Sibilo off the dribble, and scored the second point for Team Lithuania, who have been active, who have been waiting for the longest of times. That's an offensive foul on the Lithuanians. Waiting just for incredibly long to start their journey today. With all the rain delays, with the moving of the event from outside to inside, with moving to a different location. And the referees, one of the referees said that Team Lithuania, well, just that the game started, the play started too early, that there wasn't a whistle to start the game. And now the referee apologizes because he simply didn't hear the whistle of the other referee giving the signal to play on. That also happens. And teams are able to continue the game. Once again, Shaka Belsma with the explosive first step, just gaining a traction of advantage, of momentum, of just leaving your opponent a tiny bit behind you when you are driving towards the rim. This time he is unable to finish again, but this time he is going to the free throw line. Sydney Ochieng Shaka Belsma unable to score the first point for the Dutch, and Bram Terveme is unable to keep the ball in bounds. 2-0 for the Lithuanians. There's Augustas Merkys looking for Rokas Jocis. Jocis, same spot. Here, just bombed away in the first game against Slovakia from the left. 45 angle zone from long range, but the Dutch sink a 2-pointer. Lithuanians are able to get back from short range. It's 3-2. Bukauskas, Nojus Bukauskas with a soft touch. The ball was spinning in just such an aesthetically pleasing way. And there's a double dribble violation whistled by the referees. So once again, the aggressive Lithuanian defense paying off. They have the 2 early team fouls, but they have forced more than one turnover from their opponents, and they have been blasting away at the beginning of the game, just pouring it out there from beyond the arc. But there goes Shaka Belsma, able to find the reply from under the basket, and there is a shooting foul whistled against the Netherlands, sending Nojus Vojvoda to the line. Team Lithuania in the standings of this Nations League is in the first spot so far. They are leading the group. Spain is second, and Netherlands are currently in the third position. Rebound secured, and there's Luc van Zyl, the hero of the first match for the Dutch team, getting a bucket inside. Nojus Bukauskas unable to answer. Romano Sibilo just forced into an extremely tough shot. Once again, the Lithuanians are just burning away the seconds on the opponent's offensive possessions, just closing down, not giving away anything easy, and time again forcing them to attack at the buzzer. Meanwhile, on the offensive end, nice off-ball movement. Lithuania, all 3 players touching the ball. On the offensive end, Jocis scoring the bucket, and there's an offensive foul on the Netherlands. and the first TV timeout of the match. 3 minutes and a few seconds have already gone. Netherlands 4, Lithuania 8. Once again, the fundamentals and the methodical approach of Team Lithuania assisting the lean, mean boys in green in their pursuit of another victory. Possession Lithuania. Vaivoda on the left side. Bukauskas, 5 seconds. Bukauskas steps back and misses the long-range attempt. That's a good defensive possession by the Dutch. They forced a tough shot and they created themselves a much more comfortable one, but Luke van Zyl unable to convert. Vaivoda, what a classy pump fake. Just stopping in his tracks, sending the opponent flying by, but the opponent is able to answer just a few moments after that. But nobody on the Dutch team helped out Sydney Ochieng Shaka Belsma, who was able to get the lane in. Then he was off balance and Rokas Jocis just dribbled the ball out. Nobody switched, nobody came up to the shooter, and Rokas Jocis can make those free shots just daily, on a daily basis. And that's another nice possession by the Lithuanians. Nojus Vaivoda scoring from under the basket. That's Belsma from 3. That's not the shot that the Dutch are looking for. Once again, Lithuanian defense forcing the opponents into decisions that they would not be making otherwise. Van Zyl slipped a little, but the Dutch still in possession, and once again at the buzzer, Sibilo with an extremely tough 2-point shot attempt. Lithuanians playing a 2-man game on the right side, a miscommunication on Dutch defense. Vaivoda unable to capitalize. Offensive foul on Sibilo. Well, both teams are not overly fouling or not overly consistent in the frequency of their fouls. In the first 5 minutes on the final group game of the night, Merkis blows a layup, but there's Jocis, who got his teammates back. The Dutch unable to read the crashing of the offensive boards, and they give up a layup. But now Sibilo was just absolutely free at the 2-point line. Well, Lithuania gets out unpunished after their defensive mistake. It's 5-13. There's Jocis finding Vaivoda with a brilliant pass. And there's a holding foul by Vaivoda himself. 5-14. Lithuania looking really solid in the pool play, in the group stage. Vaivoda unable to fake his opponent out, but able to make a tough shot. Nice footwork, nice persistence, nice active hands, taking the ball away, securing the steal. Behind the back, he goes between his legs, but that ends in a turnover. Gotta keep the composure, keep the discipline. But these are the signs that Lithuania is feeling really good in this match. They're not afraid to improvise, not afraid to play for the crowds. And the Dutch are still working extremely hard for every single shot that they take in this matchup. Sibilo once again. Van Zyl behind the back, and Rokas Jocis just stops the possession, sending the ball out of bounds. And there's a warning for flopping and a TV timeout that comes straight after that. 6-15. Lithuania appears to be in the driver's seat for the second match in their pool play. 21-7 was their victory against Slovakia. The joint biggest margin of victory in today's play. 21-7 was also the score of Netherlands against Slovakia in the women section of the tournament. And now a 9-point lead for the hosts. Sibilo at the 2-point line. Jocis doesn't budge on the pump fake, doesn't budge on the drive. Once more, a fine defensive possession by Lithuania. Rokas Jocis reading the game well, but there's a very, very easy pass, easily stolen by Sibilo, but Vaivoda takes the ball back, pushes the opponent away legally, and misses the 2-pointer. And the Dutch able to capitalize on that. There goes the 18-year-old Bram Terweme with a layup inside. 15-7, and Lithuania have to remember that they haven't won anything yet. The game is still on, and Rokas Jocis once again crashing the offensive board, getting the rebound. This time drawing a foul, and he will go to the free throw line, but he's suffering a bit of pain, grabbing his right wrist. But he shook his head when the referee asked if he needs a substitution. He is able to continue, and Rokas Jocis, whose sister Juste Jocite was drafted into the WNBA by Golden State Valkyries in this year's WNBA draft, misses the free throw after the tough fall out of bounds. The Dutch are unable to regain possession. It's 15-7. 16 fouls by the Dutch. Lithuania are on the verge of getting 2 free throw shots for every foul by their opponents. And yet, there still is plenty of time, and the lead is not an insurmountable one. Lithuanian possession. Merkis looking for Jocis. Jocis to Bukauskas. A slip screen, and Bukauskas is playing solo. A spin move. He goes left. He misses a layup. Door still open for the Dutch. Shaka Belsma misses the long-range attempt. The Lithuanians once again looking to regain momentum, looking to keep on building on that, keep on piling up the pressure on their opponents. And they do just that with a layup, which pushed their lead up to 9. And there goes the 5th team foul on Lithuanians. And once again, Bram Terweme being aggressive, taking initiative, and proving that even though he's technically a player of a younger age group, he could still be playing for the under-19s. He feels comfortable here, he feels in his place, and he is receiving a pass and drawing another foul after taking a good position under the basket. So that's team foul number 6 on Lithuania as well. More than 2 minutes left. 8 points. Yes, it is a big lead, but if you keep on playing like that, if you keep on going for the flashy pass, for the between the leg ones, for the behind the back ones, before you actually secure the victory, that's a recipe for disaster. Lithuania has to stay composed, has to understand that the job is not done yet. There goes Luke van Zyl. That was a good opportunity, but the ball just spun away from the rim. And Yotsis steps back. 2-point attempt is off. Still more than 110, well, less than 110 seconds. Another offensive board, and Luke van Zyl sinks a 2-pointer off the glass. The lead is down to 6. Yotsis draws a foul under the basket, and that is a 2 free throw shot foul. 7th team foul on the Dutch. And Rokas Yotsis just goes for the safe option. He was matched with an opponent who cannot withstand the physical strength and the height of Yotsis. A defensive mismatch, just ask for the ball. Well, also you have to make your free throws. But heads-up play when the team seemed to be balancing on crossing the thin line into overconfidence. There goes Branter Weme again. He's been a huge catalyst of successful play by the Dutch, but there is a foul on Luke van Zyl, and that means 2 free throws for Team Lithuania. A holding foul, which van Zyl is just adamant he did not commit. But Yotsis is going to the free throw line once more, this time sinking the first, unlike on his previous visit to the horizontal line. 2 out of 2 this time, and Lithuania edging closer to the finals. Branter Weme this time is unable to convert on perhaps the best opportunity that he had through the last few possessions. Luke van Zyl, this time missing everything but the glass. And offensive foul on Rokas Yotsis. And a warning for not holding his tongue, and a technical foul is called on the floor. Team Lithuania appeared to have found their mental balance. The player who looked to be safe of falling into overreacting, into over emotions, but now that player gets assessed a technical foul, but Luke van Zyl misses the free throw attempt that would have cut the lead down to 7. It's 11-19. Sybilo, a free path to the basket, nicely freed up by Shaka Bielsa, who's there on time to contest Vaivada, but Vaivada reads the game well. Nice pass to Augustas Merkys. And Lithuania needs only the last point. Nothing happened. That was a whistle from the crowd, not from the referees. And there goes Shaka Bielsa. But the time is ticking down, with Nojus Bukauskas going way off on the shot. Luke van Zyl for 2 points more. And the Dutch appear to just finish the game, losing it to Lithuania, but they were close on their comeback attempt. But check this out. It's Nojus Vaivada with a show of skill and of showmanship itself, securing the match point for Lithuania, and the hosts are in the finals of men's bracket, and they will be facing off against Spain in due time. So we have the 4 finalists of today's tournament. It's Netherlands against Spain, and it's Lithuania against Spain. And so it's the finals of the women's tournament in day 1 of the FIBA Under-21 Nations League tournament. Team Netherlands facing off against Team Spain. Score is tied at 2 apiece. And there goes Iselin Heufeld, missing the long-range attempt. And that's a sight that nobody wants to see. Irene Broncano Avellaneda appears to be hurt. Team's medical staff is approaching. She seems to be grabbing her right ankle, and that would be a huge loss for Team Spain in the finals. Hopefully she will be able to continue. Meanwhile, there's Manjosa traveling. Once again, good defense by the Dutch. Playing in the iconic orange jerseys, worldwide recognized as the color of the Netherlands. Venema missing off the dribble. Peters able to secure the rebound. Patient footwork, but it didn't lead to anything substantial. Carla Brito Hernandez back to Manjosa. Manjosa misses from long range. And Brito Hernandez nicely steals the ball, and once again, when she gets that steam, that momentum off the dribble, attacking the rim, she's been impossible to stop throughout the day. And there go the Spanish once again. Brilliant two-women game between Asensio Manjosa and Brito Hernandez, but Spain once again replies through Yasmin Emily Olsen. Off the dribble, going inside, using her physical advantages and scoring with the layup. Irene Broncano Avellaneda is able to continue the game. There's Manjosa once more from long range, gets her own miss and puts it back in off the glass. Persistent play, determination, guiding the Spanish point guard to a bucket that ties up the score at 3. Heufeld, nicely done. Able to create some separation after stopping and just patiently opening up the opportunity to score. But Spain again looking for Carla Brito Hernandez and again finding the necessary answers. A lot of contact, no whistle, no foul either way. Once again, Broncano Avellaneda is on the floor. Good hustle play, securing the possession for the Spanish. And there goes Marina Asensio Manjosa. Right after making the basket, she gets to a jump ball, just reacting on the spot, poking the ball away. Hustle play, falling on the ground. And jump ball means that the possession goes back to the Spanish. There's Elena Moreno Fernandez going inside, and there's a foul by Heufeld. Team foul number 2 on the Dutch. Again, Carla Brito Hernandez, unstoppable when she gets the ball that deep in the paint. Peters quite possibly becomes the first player in the tournament that Brito Hernandez has faced that was able to stop her in her tracks. But now Brito Hernandez gets a rebound, nicely done. What a beautiful, beautiful court vision, a beautiful example of it. Good ball movement by Team Spain. And are we approaching a TV timeout? The referees get some instructions. The basket counts. That's perhaps the most important decision at the moment. Spain leading by 6-4. Fernandez. She has been hitting those fadeaway mid-range shots throughout the day, but not this time. Panama going down the lane and cutting the lead in half. Fernandez again, 5 seconds to shoot. Carla Brito Hernandez was so far away from the basket when she looked up to see only a few seconds on the shot clock. And once again, she's just an unstoppable force. When she gets into the paint, another foul drawn, another free throw attempt. The unofficial MVP of the day, especially if the Spanish are able to overcome the Dutch in the finals. Panama off the dribble from 2-point land, off the glass, off the rim, and my God, you gotta love to see the intensity, the energy that these teams are displaying on every single possession, on every single loose 50-50 ball. That's where so often the games are won or lost, on these nobody's possessions, and just the energy on the answer to the sort of a cliche, but also a very, very logical question, just who wants it more? 7-5. Peters able to find Oifeld, and Oifeld unable to capitalize on the opportunity. She's fighting for the ball. And now she finds Yasmin Emilie Olsem. Olsem stops and turns, hesitation, dribble, attacking. Carla Brito Hernandez gets her into the air, gets the and 1-2 fall, and is confidently going up to the free throw line. Just sheer beauty from Yasmin Emilie Olsem. Sinks the free throw to tie the game. And there's Fernandez against Peters. Definitely one of the best defensive players of the tournament, who's now unable to catch Carla Brito Hernandez, who gets the advantage on the first step. That's also a warning by the referees, and the play is allowed to continue. Peters gets her opponent to fall down legally and scores on a layup. Once again, Brito Hernandez against Peters, and once again, the Spaniard is able to prove her advantage, able to exert her dominance in the paint. Single point separating the teams. There's Marina Asensio, Magnosa attacking the basket, getting her own miss. Such nice footwork. The fakes, the fake spins, and a technical foul. All the players are just at the same time upset and a bit confused about the technical, but there was a warning just a few moments ago, and it appears that the warning was not heard. Once again, the Dutch team cutting the lead to a single point, and they are in possession. Here is Venema looking for Olsen. Olsen has all the space she needs, and the score is tied. A nice move by Asensio Maniosa and a rough foul under the basket. Nothing too excessive in the eyes of the referees, but plenty of physical contact down low. The Dutch are making sure that no end ones are being scored on their watch. Marina Asensio Maniosa adds uno más for the Spanish team from the free throw line. A good opportunity that goes unused by Iselin Oifeld. And once again, Carla Brito Hernandez just going full throttle, just full energy, just pounding down low, looking to tire her opponents down and drawing fouls more often than not. Now we've seen some really both aggressive and both smart plays down low from both teams. And the matchup that is really worth of its status. It's really a finals game. 11-10. And once again, Spain, we've seen a similar scenario in the men's game of Spain against Turkey, where Spain was leading most of the game, but their opponents were able to keep them close, keep them at a hand space, at a fighting distance, and this time the Netherlands are able to force a turnover, a traveling violation called on Elena Moreno Fernandez. That's Peders to Venema. Venema at the two-point line. That's a very difficult attempt at the end of a shot clock. It misses everything. A violation is called, and Spain regains possession. Now it's been a very long day here in Vilnius for both teams, but they gotta muster all of the strength that they have left to try to capitalize on the opportunity of playing in the finals. And there goes Elena Moreno Fernandez, lefty finish under the basket. The Dutch will be looking to send the ball down low, and at the last possible moment, Jasmine Emily Olsen gets the ball, just turns around and beats the shot clock by a hairline to cut the lead in half. There goes Olsen, a spin move, a tough shot off the glass, and she's able to lay it in and tie up the score. It's less than 3 minutes left, and now both teams are convinced that the possession should belong to them. Really, it's intense in every centimeter of this court. Tie game with less than 3 minutes. She loves that distance. That's her hunting grounds. That's Elena Moreno Fernandez, and she can be deadly with the mid-range. Venema able to answer off the dribble from beyond the arc. And she sends the game into, well, I was already halfway down to mentioning a TV timeout, but no. The teams remain on the court, but the Dutch are in front. They are able to get their heads above the water. Off the dribble, attacking Peters, and attacking Peters one-on-one is possibly the worst choice that you can make in this tournament. Irene Broncanova-Janada was the last person to find out that this statement is true. Just a bit more than 2 minutes, but there is so little separating these teams. What a matchup between the highest ranked teams in the women's division in this tournament. That's a travel violation. We are in the 4th stop of this 6-paged tournament, of 6 days, 6 mini tournaments. And in the past one, in the third one, in the finals, Spain beat the Netherlands, and now the Netherlands have 2 points. 2 points more than their opponents, a 2-point lead that Fernandez will be able to try to cut in half from the free throw line. At the moment, Spain is the leader in the standings. The Netherlands are in the 2nd spot. There is 100 points for the team who wins it, 80 points for the team who loses in the finals. 30 teams separating these teams at the top of the women's section of this Nations League. So if the Dutch win today, only 10 points would be separating these teams. Olsen at the buzzer misses everything, and that's the shot clock violation. 90 seconds left, 13-15. Who has more left in the tank? There goes Asensio Maniosa. Such silky, such tricky moves. And Spain are breathing down the necks of the Dutch. That's a double dribble violation by Jasme and Emily Olsen. It's 14-15, and it appears to be going down to the wire. There's Maniosa again, looking for Fernandez. No foul and no bucket. Spain unable to tie the game up. There's Venema. She's dangerous even from this distance. Double team on her. Pass down to Peters, and it's a foul where Fernandez would like the foul to be seen as a foul on the floor. But Peters is going to the free throw line. I mentioned the points, 30 points separating these teams. So if Spain wins today, the point difference between them and the Netherlands would be 50. So the Netherlands would not only have to win the last 2 days, the last 2 tournaments, but they would have to hope that Spain doesn't reach the finals at least once. But now Spain is in the finals, and they are still trailing by 1 point with 40 seconds left. And that's a great defensive stop by Iris Venema against Carla Brito Hernandez. This is just basketball poetry in motion. This is an amazing final. Both teams giving all they have. And still, anybody's game. 1 point difference with 40 seconds left. Chance to catch some breath. The Dutch are in possession. That's Venema to Oyfeld. Oyfeld just attacked by Asensio Maniosa, who steals the ball, finds Fernandez, and the Spanish tie up the game. What a defensive stop by Maniosa. That was absolutely clutch. And there is another clutch defensive play. This time by Carla Brito Hernandez. The clock is ticking. 10 seconds left, 5 on the shot clock. Asensio Maniosa is just bouncing around, going towards the rim, and she misses the rim. So the shot clock violation was there, wasn't it? The time is over. That's it. We are going to overtime in the finals game between Spain and the Netherlands. A chaotic final minute, which saw Elena Moreno Fernandez tie the game up after a clutch play by Marina Asensio Maniosa. She was there just like a lion jumping on its prey. She just fell on that ball, found her teammate, and that duo has led Spain into the overtime. Without that defensive stop and without the stop by Carla Brito Hernandez, we would be already crowning the champions of the day. That title would be going to the team in orange, who start the overtime on the defensive end. From long range, missed by Asensio Maniosa, a shot that could have won the game. Would you look at the desire, at the passion, at the level of fight in this final? Fenema from very, very, very long range. And that might have been touched by the Spanish player, but it's the end of the shot clock either way. Both teams looking for the dagger. Nobody going for the one-and-one approach. 2 shots from under the basket could win this game, or a single long-range bomb delivered by either team at this point. Once again, Maniosa, a high arc. Fernandez able to get the ball, save it in style, and Marina Asensio Maniosa. I cannot say that she has been in the shadow of her teammates. She's been productive today, but the finals seem like they just belong to her. The heart that she has displayed has been nothing short of magnificent, but Fenema could have won the game. There's an offensive rebound, but Olsen is unable to capitalize. Fernandez looking for her teammates. There's Brito Hernandez going inside, going left. A high arcer off the glass is off. And the referees are looking at one another. And the ball will be in the hands of the Dutch. Spain sent in Broncano Avellaneda instead of Moreno Fernandez. That's a foul. A foul that Spain had at its disposal. No free throws yet. It's Oifeld sending the ball to Fenema. Fenema once again looking for a 2-point opportunity, but Olsen is whistled for the offensive foul. Moving screen, trying to set her teammate free to open up a chance to win the game, but now the ball is back in the hands of the Spanish. There goes Fernandez. Once again, a mid-range fadeaway after a spin move, and she gives Spain the lead. There's Olsen to Fenema. Are the Dutch once again going for the game winner? They are, and Fenema misses. So Spain needs just a single point to win this beautiful final. Maniosa was asking for the ball, but there goes Brito Hernandez. She's been brilliant today, and she has had the last word in this final. An and one scored, and we don't need any more free throws. That is the bucket. That is the shot that gave Spain the title today. And the Spanish women's team are high-fiving the Spanish men's team, who are stepping up onto the court to play their final against Team Lithuania. Incredible performance by both Spain and Netherlands in this matchup. Just a wonderful, wonderful game. And we have only one more left. Celebrations on the Spanish side. Carla Brito Hernandez. There is some sort of a feeling of poetic justice that she would become the player who scored the final bucket that gave Spain the title of today. So now, once again, we shall be seeing Spain competing against the locals, the Lithuanian team. In just a few minutes, men's final is about to begin. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with us on this extensive Monday. And you can strap in, get your seatbelts all fastened up. We are approaching the final chapter of today's journey, and the ride appears to be full of exotic sceneries, full of intense moments, full of just scenes that we are going to remember. Some of us, maybe even for the rest of our lives. Well, maybe that goes to the players on the court more than the viewers, but you never know. Spain against Lithuania. Rokas Jocis on the left flank, looking for his favorite shot and opening the scoreline with a long-range bomb. There's first team foul by Team Lithuania. Lithuania will be looking to pressure the ball. And physically, Spain just has such a big advantage over everyone in this tournament. They are huge, they are strong, and they have Eduard Komabeya, who's just a bit of hot sauce on the entire Spanish team. But he is unable to stop Nojus Bukauskas, who restores a 2-point lead for the Lithuanian team. The Lithuanians have 2 fouls in 41 seconds. And now Spain with the San Antonio Spurs had the Twin Towers. These are the tower triplets. And Lithuania faces an uphill battle, trying to defend without fouling against these 3 dudes. When Pedrera, Garcia Perez, and Redondo Sibak are on the court, ball pressure. That's what they will be looking for, but Alejandro Redondo Sibak, the winner, the hero, and basically the winner, the player who hit the game winner of Spain's game against Turkey, gets the bucket by attacking the paint And Lithuania's lead once again is minimal. And there goes Merkis. There's no foul, plenty of contact. Luis Garcia Perez looking to attack the rim as soon as possible, and there is just an overwhelming advantage of just brute physical force. Vaivoda tries to foul the opponent, tries to spike the ball away, but it ends in a foul and a bucket and one situation. And Luis Garcia Perez unable to capitalize. The score remains tight. Merkis pressured at the right flank. A pass to Vaivoda. Some silky dribble moves, and Noyus Vaivoda gets the local fans on their feet, attacking the Spanish defensive stalwart Omartian Pedrera with absolutely no fear in his eyes, no respect for the opponent, just sheer determination to get the bucket, and he gets the chance to add one more from the free throw line. Both teams squandering their early and won opportunities. Yet still, Lithuania has a 1-point lead. Garcia Perez, end of the shot clock. The ball grazes the rim, but Yotsis secures the rebound. Garcia Perez, and it's an offensive foul on Team Lithuania. Noyus Vaivoda was looking to draw a foul on a push and shove situation. Offensive foul is called, but the referees, I believe, are explaining that after the whistle there was a push, and Luis Garcia Perez received a warning for that. We already see him as an emotional player who got an unsportsmanlike foul in the last game. Spain dominating the offensive board. And second chance opportunity, providing Spain with the ability to tie up the game once more. There's Yotsis, screen by Vaivoda. Yotsis, 5 seconds left. Yotsis beats Garcia Perez off the dribble and one. And there is another warning. The emotions are running wild since the beginning of this game, at the current moment of it. And they do not appear to settle down anytime soon. It's the 3rd and 1 on either side in this final. And Rokas Yotsis becomes the 3rd player to miss the following free throw, and Vaivoda had a golden opportunity. But that's what happens when you play against the players with such size advantage. There was a push on Garcia Perez. Lithuanians are screaming for a technical foul on the Spaniards. Yotsis misses the 2-pointer. That's a rebound foul on the floor. I don't know how much of it sort of feels through the broadcast, how much of it translates into the video. But it's just on the highest level of emotional intensity. Just high voltage on the court. Lithuania already has 5 fouls in just a tiny bit more than 2 minutes played. And that's the 4th foul on the Spanish. Omartian Pedrera whistled for it. It appears that now the numbers are possibly fixed. on the scoreboard on the bottom left corner. That's Yotsis. And that's another foul, and it definitely wasn't the first foul on the Spanish, because Lithuanians had 2-and-1 opportunities. And now the number of fouls is just insane. We only had a quarter of game time played, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and we had 10 whistles going both ways. So many just stoppage situations, so many breaks in the game. And there goes Vaivoda finding Merkis. Merkis looking for a cut of Bukauskas, but he finds the cut of high-flying Nojus Vaivoda. Now, while building his Noah's Ark, Lithuanian Nojus brought both of his arms for safety on that dunk. Spain missed the first opportunity, got the second, and then got the third. That's their size advantage. It's tied again. Again, so much contact. Bukauskas finding Merkis, and what a soul-snatching block by Omar Tiam Pedrera. Now, you cannot just make a highlight reel of this game. This game itself is a highlight reel. It's just constant highlights. And we have a chance to take a breath because a TV timeout is called. It's less than 7 minutes left. But at the same time, it's just a tiny fraction of time, more than 3 minutes played, and we have already seen so much in these finals, in this matchup. Spain are looking to just establish their dominance inside. Lithuania trying to counter with off-the-ball movement, with screens. But this block, that's a roof, as it's called in Lithuanian jargon, and that's a roof that Pedrera built in a very steep and a very, very sharp way. There's Alejandro Redondo Sibak. Spins over the left shoulder, finishes with the right hand. Spain is in front. Yotsis misses from his favorite spot. Spain gets the rebound. Another pass inside. There's Bukauskas, double team, and that is an offensive foul. Alejandro Redondo Sibak just elbows Nojus Bukauskas. That's what happens when two players of really different heights collide. Once again, it's not a malevolent episode. He was not looking to hurt his opponent. He's just used to be pushing around with opponents of the same size and not that much shorter than him. That is a Lithuanian Kawhi Leonard moment in the final as we approach 4 minutes played. What a bounce. It's 7-8. Lithuania up front, but that is a foul number 6 on the boys in green. It's Nojus Vaivoda trying to poke the ball loose and hitting the opponent on the arm. Both teams are on the verge of sending their opponents to the free throw line just constantly. There's Eduard Koiko Mabea getting a layup. There's Rokas Yotsis getting a second chance and missing from under the basket. From Mabea. And that is an out-of-bounds call. The Spanish coaching staff, the Spanish women's team are all incredulous. And it is not even an out-of-bounds call. That is a technical foul on Team Spain. Rokas Yotsis at the free throw line. too short. That was an extremely tough off-the-dribble fadeaway shot by Eduard Koikomabea. Hit the rim and went out of bounds, wide right. Tie game, Vojvoda attacking Alejandro Redondo Sibak and getting his own. A left-hand bucket, giving Lithuania the lead, and that's the foul, and it's 2 free throws, 2 foul shots. After Nojus Bukauskas there just bounced off, and I believe he just got a warning for flopping. And Team Spain is at the free throw line. There's Eduard Koikomabea. The engine, the glue between the 3 huge Spanish giants. First shot ties up the game. The second one is off, but the offensive rebound is there by Luis Garcia Perez. There is a foul. And Garcia Perez just got an additional point for Spain, and he gives the Lithuanians an opportunity to get 2 points back. A pushing foul. Rokas Jocis is at the line. This game feels like it is never going to end. With this many fouls, this many stops in the game. And it's tied again. And Jocis gives Lithuania the lead. There's Sibak to Garcia Perez. Perez hesitates, moves inside. It's a travel. It's a traveling violation called on Luis Garcia Perez. Every whistle but feels like a game-changing decision. The way these teams, the way these players react to every single call. Now they realize how much is on the line. Lithuania in the first spot in the rankings. Spain is second. And there's a long-range shot by Augustas Merkis, who pours it in, and Spain is quick to answer. What an intense matchup. So Lithuania is leading the standings, and they have a 40-point lead on the Spanish. Once again, first place gets 100 points, second gets 80. Vojvoda gets straight tens in this dunk contest for his third impressive dunk of the night. There's Luis Garcia Perez, there is a foul, and it's a 2 free throw opportunity for Luis Garcia Perez. He's still able to cut the lead to 2. This is intense. Both teams on 8 team fouls. Just 2 more whistles. Either way. And it's going to be 2 free throws and the ensuing possession for the team that is going to get fouled. Garcia Perez misses both. It's 11-14. Vojvoda again, a high bounce on the dribble. He just rolls the ball to Jocis. Jocis attacks the basket, and there is a foul Rokas Jocis got hit on the head. That's some contact. And as we are witnessing the replay, Nojus Vaivoda just exhaled in such a manner that just encapsulates the intensity of this duel, of this mano a mano between these two great teams. Up 5 is Lithuania after 2 more free throws cold-bloodedly sank by Rokas Jocis. There is Garcia Perez. Spain will keep on pounding the ball inside. They once again are going with the triplet tower combination of players, and Lithuania gets whistled for an offensive foul. That is team foul number 9. Rokas Jocis sits down to calm over his emotions. Now, any foul is just potentially game-changing, but Lithuania get a steal on a bad pass by Alejandro Redondo Sibak. There's Nojus Vaivoda changing directions. A kick out. Augustas Merkis side step, 2-point shot. Lithuania up 6. What a deal breaker. This sharp end dagger may prove out to be at the end of this game. There's way more than plenty of time, but at this rate, we will not see the clock reach 0. We will see one of the teams reach the magic number of 21. Luis Garcia Perez again going inside, getting the bucket. Merkis, he's just checking his temperature. That was a heat check shot, and that was a bad pass by Luis Garcia Perez after securing the rebound. TV timeout, ladies and gentlemen. We all need it, not just the players. Let's just contemplate over this spectacle, this show that we are witnessing in Vilnius, Lithuania, the country where basketball reigns supreme over all the other team or individual sports. The team where Lithuanian babies are born with basketball balls in their cradles. And the country where the host team of this tournament is able to create an opportunity for Vaivoda to score point number 19. Alejandro Redondo Sibak misses on the first attempt, but once again, Spain just keeps on pounding the ball down low until they get a bucket. That's been the story today. Vaivoda, sidestep, spins over his right shoulder. And Lithuania only need one more point, but Spain is in it. Garcia Perez piling on the pressure on the Lithuanians. Jocis looks for Vaivoda. Vaivoda, tough shot, hanging in the air, and Lithuania wins it by scoring 21 points way before the time runs out. What a performance by the hosts of this event. The finals that have encapsulated the attention of everyone who tuned in to see this broadcasted live, or even the ones who will be watching this video later. We salute you. You have just witnessed a magnificent day of 3x3 basketball, FIBA Under-21 Nations League. That's what it's all about. That's the intensity. That is the joy of victory that the Lithuanians are feeling right now. And with a performance like that in the finals, nobody can nobody can argue, nobody can disagree that they were worth it tonight, today, on Monday. 11 minutes past 10 o'clock. This event was supposed to be over like 2 hours ago. But to everyone who stuck with us throughout this broadcast, throughout the day. Many thanks for being with 3x3 basketball. And if somebody would feel sad that the event is over, well, we have some good news. You know what? You know what's going to be happening here tomorrow and the day after tomorrow? This is just the first day of 3. And as this open court awaits its next contestants, we want to thank you for your attention, for being with us once more for the final time, and see you all tomorrow.